Every consultant that I've spoken to, one of their biggest problems is analyzing RFPs fast to make a bid no bid decision. Thus, I'm making this video and a step-by-step system to analyze RFPs a lot faster and make your bid no bid decision a lot quicker. Now, I see bid no bid decision in two phases. The first phase is just skimming through the results and checking them on and off, on and off. The other one is when you actually have a couple of good leads of good opportunities and you want to really dig into them to see if they are actually a good fit or not. But before we do so, please hit the subscribe button. This channel is all about tech, government contracting, and consulting. So if you are one of the three or a mix of the three, you'll benefit a lot from this channel. So hit the subscribe button and let's get to it. So what are the three things that you need to analyze in the RFP? You need an RFP or an opportunity, obviously. You need a list of prompts that are always going to be there for you, and you're going to select those prompts carefully once and for all. And once you have them, you don't need to have to always come up with new prompts. Lastly, an AI tool, whether it's ChatGPT, SamSearch, Perplexity, etc., etc. So I have the list of prompts right here, but before we get to it, we're going to go and start to find an RFP. All right, so we have this contract as an example that we're going to use, which is the Technology Alliance program. I can tell that it's a good example for us, as it's just going to be strictly IT services from looking at it really briefly. So this is the step where you would be downloading all these attachments and copying all the description and information, as you're going to have to upload these to ChatGPT or the AI model you're using. I'll be using SamSearch though, and the contract was found on SamSearch, and this one already has all the attachments right here, so I don't need to download them and upload them. And let's get to the assessment process. So I'm going to click on Ask SamSearch AI, which is the chat feature, and that's how I'll be chatting with the opportunity. And I can see here from the smart summary that is also generated by AI that it's a contract. It's an opportunity that I can potentially bid on. When we were talking about phase 1 and phase 2, this one already passed phase 1. Let's get started with the prompt. The first section is going to be RFP fit and opportunity alignment. And we're going to start by asking what services or deliverables does the RFP require? All right, so we got the response for the RFP requires the following services and deliverables. Etc., etc. We got the full response. All proportions. And now the second thing that I will be asking it, I want to see what qualifications, experience, or certifications are explicitly requested. A lot of times they explicitly asked for specific information. So I'm going to ask it for the qualifications or the certifications, experiences, etc. that are specifically required. So we're going to go through these and we'll see if we're qualified. So it seems like it's a detailed response because it is probably a detailed opportunity from just going through the attachments really quickly right here. And we see that there are some actually tier 1 and tier 2 certifications that are required, qualifications and experiences that are required. And from the looks of my client who I consult for would be eligible for something like this, as they do have the experience of tier 1, 2, and tier 2. I'm not going to ask the other RFP fit and opportunity alignment, but you get the idea. But I really want to focus on technical requirements now. It did give us some technical requirements right here, but we can get more detailed. So we'll ask it about what staff roles, expertise, or technical skills that are mentioned, because I know my client is big on staff roles and I know their capabilities when it comes to the technical skills that are mentioned. So I will take a look at this, and it says from here, I see that the first line support is going to be a service desk representative, technical support, and expert support. So that's the third line support, program manager, and key senior technical staff for proposals. The technical skills, that's where we would assess the technical skills right here. I see some repetition with the answers, as the prompts were a little bit similar between the technical requirements and the bid overview. And now we're going to ask about the pricing. I put a list of prompts right here related to pricing, but one of the things that I like to ask is the payment terms, first of all. And the way I like it is to be the output is a table. This is optional. That's just my personal preference. I always like anything related to payment to be provided in a table. So I put out the payment terms and I asked for the output to be a table. And as you can see here, we are getting a table right now. And the nice part about SamSearch in comparison to another AI model or another AI tool is that I get the references right here, or inside the table actually, of where it grabbed this information from. Because I always want to go back and reference which attachment it grabbed that information from, and I have a hard time using ChatGPT when it comes to this. So I like that it leaves me all the resources right here, and I see that I have all the payment terms. And then if you have any other financial or contractual requirements, these prompts right here should cover all of them the majority of the time. We'll move on to timeline and project scope. What are the proposal submission deadlines? What is the required start date and period of performance? Are there intermediate milestones or deliverables? And does the RFP specify duration, extensions, or renewal options? Lastly, are there constraints on staffing, location, or availability? This is also something that you can get with a table. So I'm asking to get all the key dates in a table. And we're getting July 14th, 2025 was the issue of the RFP, and the contract period of performance ends in 2027. So it's from now till 2027. And we see here that it was pushed, all good. And now we get to the evaluation and compliance. This is a step that is very, very important. And in a lot of times, this is the point where it makes or breaks my assessment a lot of times. So far, this is a contract that I want to pursue to my client. So I'll take it and I'm going to click on start journey, and that will take it to the journey hub, which I have all the contracts that I have my hands on, and it'll be right here, which is essentially the same chat that was over there. And now I'm going to ask for the compliance matrix in the first place. So I asked to generate the compliance matrix. That way I can see the table of the compliance matrix just to see if there are any red lines that I don't want to have, or just some specific keywords that I usually have as my go-to of a no or a go-to of a yes. So I'm looking, and so far it doesn't look that complex. Obviously, you would want to take a more in-depth look on the compliance matrix, but we'll move on to the prompt after, which we're going to ask, are there mandatory or pass-fail requirements? Really like this prompt because it gives me a quick pass-fail kind of idea if this is going to be a good fit or not a good fit. And we are getting them right here. And again, I love that it's referencing all the attachments inside the response. That way I can go back to the attachment and read the entire section if I need to. So this is optional if teaming and partnership is something that could be required. I'm not going to be using it to this specific example, but if you are interested in teaming and partnerships, these are some of the prompts that you could be using. Does the RFP allow or require subcontracting? Are there minimum requirements for small businesses, minority-owned, or other set-asides? Are there specific roles or tasks that must be fulfilled by partners? Are teaming agreements or joint ventures referenced? And lastly, are there collaboration or staffing restrictions mentioned? But we'll move on to risk and contractual clauses. This is a good list of prompts. You can take a screenshot right here of risk and contractual clauses. These are very similar to compliance, where it does make or break the opportunity assessment for me. So there is an NDA that was mentioned, another another protection of contractor clause, intellectual property, the classic. These are very basic with every tech contract that I look for. And in summary, it's a sensitive government technology service contract. Makes sense, no issue. This is kind of a last step that I like to have. Which elements of the RFP could make compliance difficult? Which deliverables, timelines, or requirements are ambiguous or high risk? Are there dependencies on external parties or approvals? Are there clauses that could affect financial or legal exposure? And lastly, which criteria will be most heavily weighted in evaluation? Let's ask this question. And again, this is just my list of prompts that I have for myself. I find these prompts get me my answer a lot quicker, especially paired with SamSearch and not having to download everything. Makes my bid no bid decision a lot faster. And obviously with the video, I'm not really going through the responses as in detailed as I would usually like to do so. But let's say this is a contract that I would like to pursue. Now I have one last step that is optional, and it's not really related to making the decision. I'll just get this prompt that I also always use. or majority of the time I use. I tweak it here and there. And it's basically from the RFP, get me a summary that I can send to my client as an email. So I'll paste it right here. And it basically says, like, from the following RFP, write a professional summary suitable to send the client, etc., blah, blah, blah. This prompt will take some time, obviously, because it's a very long prompt. And as you see, it's writing me the email. So we are getting the opportunity overview, scope of work, timeline, eligibility requirements, evaluation criteria, budget and pricing, next steps, consideration, and we have the signature. So I copy that, tweak it a little bit, and send it to my client. Another thing that is sometimes bring in with the report, the overview, the competition, the spending, the geographical information. If there are similar opportunities, I would take a look. I will see previous awarded contracts that have already been awarded, and I can see the average price here, or I can see what is the bid awards or the award letters. And sometimes I include some partnerships, some potential partnerships in my report to the client. So that is pretty much it. That is what I use to analyze any RFP as fast as possible. Again, if you enjoyed this video and if you think some of these prompts or tools helped you, please hit the subscribe button. It means a lot to me. And if you would like to try SamSearch, I'll leave a link below. And thank you for watching.